Okay, so you want to own a gym. Rows of treadmills humming, weight plates clanking, motivational music pumping through speakers, dozens of members checking in every hour. Monthly memberships on autopay, personal training sessions booked out, maybe some branded merchandise and protein shakes at the front desk. You built a community around fitness. People are transforming their lives in your space. Sounds like the perfect business to combine passion and profit. And honestly, from the outside, it really does look that way. But here is what people who actually own profitable gyms know, and what most people watching fitness influencer success stories never tell you. A gym is not a room full of equipment that people pay to access. It is a member acquisition and retention operation built on guilt-based recurring revenue, where 40% to 60% of your members never actually show up but keep paying because canceling feels like admitting failure, where your entire annual membership sales happen in a 6-week window from late December through early February, and the other 10 months you are fighting 4% to 8% monthly attrition, where a single premises liability lawsuit from someone dropping a weight on their foot can exceed your entire year's profit, and where you are competing against Planet Fitness charging $10 per month with TV advertising budgets and Peloton selling $2,000 bikes that eliminate the need to leave home. The recurring revenue model works. The execution is brutal, in ways that most people never see coming. Let's start at the beginning. A 24/7 access model, Anytime Fitness or Snap Fitness style, 3,500 to 5,000 square feet, unstaffed overnight, keycard access, basic equipment, 300 to 800 members paying $35 to $55 per month. Or a personal training studio, 1,200 to 2,500 square feet, semi-private or one-on-one training only, no open gym, 50 to 150 active clients paying $200 to $600 per month. Each model has radically different economics, capital requirements, and risk profiles. Here is something that surprises people when they first look at this industry. The United States has approximately 41,000 to 45,000 health clubs and fitness centers operating as of 2024. The industry generates roughly $35 to $39 billion in annual revenue. But membership penetration, the percentage of Americans with gym memberships, peaked at around 21% in 2019, then crashed during COVID-19 to under 15%, and has recovered to only 18% to 19% as of 2024. The industry lost over 9,000 fitness facilities during COVID-19. Small studios, boutique gyms, and independent operators were devastated. Many never reopened. The survivors were primarily large chains with capital reserves, Planet Fitness, LA Fitness, Equinox, and digitally native brands that pivoted to virtual classes. And the competitive landscape fundamentally shifted. Peloton sold over 2 million connected fitness bikes between 2020 and 2022. Mirror, Tonal, and other home fitness systems captured millions of customers. Consumers discovered they could get effective workouts at home for $30 per month in subscription fees instead of $60 to $150 per month for gym memberships plus commute time. You are entering an industry that is smaller than it was 5 years ago, facing permanent structural headwinds from home fitness, and dominated by low-price, high-volume national chains at one end and ultra-premium boutique brands at the other. The middle market, the $50 to $90 per month independent gym, is getting squeezed from both sides. Before you spend a single dollar, you need to choose your model. Let's focus on the most common entry point, a mid-sized, 24/7 access fitness center, 4,000 to 6,000 square feet, targeting 400 to 700 members at $40 to $60 per month. You need a location. Gym real estate requirements are specific. You need ground floor or second floor space with reinforced flooring capable of supporting heavy equipment and impact loads from dropped weights. You need high ceilings, minimum 12 to 14 feet, for functional training rigs and aesthetics. You need ample parking, one space per 150 to 200 square feet of gym space, because members arrive in clusters during peak hours, 6 a.m. to 9 a.m. and 5 p.m. to 8 p.m. You need visibility and access from major roads. Gyms rely heavily on drive-by awareness and convenience. If your gym requires a U-turn or is hidden behind other buildings, membership growth suffers. A 5,000 square foot space in a suburban retail center or light industrial area rents for $4,000 to $12,000 per month, depending on market and location quality. Urban markets, higher. Secondary markets, lower. Let's call it $7,000 per month, $84,000 annually, plus CAM charges, common area maintenance, and property taxes, adding another $12,000 to $24,000 annually. Total occupancy cost, $96,000 to $108,000 per year before you have a single member. Most commercial landlords require 5 to 10-year leases with personal guarantees. First month, last month, and security deposit $21,000 to $35,000 upfront. Now comes the build-out. A raw retail space needs substantial work to become a functional gym. You need flooring. Rubber flooring for the weight area, 1,200 to 2,000 square feet, at $4 to $8 per square foot installed, $4,800 to $16,000. Turf for functional training zones, 400 to 800 square feet, at $6 to $12 per square foot, $2,400 to $9,600. The rest can be existing concrete or commercial-grade vinyl. You need locker rooms and bathrooms. The space might have basic bathrooms, but you need locker room functionality, benches, lockers, showers if you are competing at a higher tier. Locker room renovation, $15,000 to $50,000 depending on scope. You need mirrors. Gyms have floor-to-ceiling mirrors on multiple walls. Commercial mirror installation, $8,000 to $18,000. You need HVAC. 500 square feet of retail space needs minimal cooling. 5,000 square feet filled with people exercising needs serious climate control. HVAC upgrade or supplemental units, $12,000 to $35,000. You need electrical upgrades. Treadmills, ellipticals, and strength equipment with digital interfaces require dozens of outlets. Lighting, sound system, TVs, security systems. Electrical work, $10,000 to $25,000. You need interior finishes, paint, accent walls, branding, signage, motivational graphics, $8,000 to $20,000. Total build-out for a 5,000 square foot gym, $60,000 to $173,000. If you are taking over a former gym space, you can cut this by 50% to 70%. If you are building from raw space, expect the high end. Now, equipment. This is the largest single capital expense. Cardio equipment. Treadmills, commercial grade, $3,500 to $8,000 each. You need 6 to 10. That is $21,000 to $80,000. Ellipticals, $2,500 to $5,500 each. You need 4 to 6, $10,000 to $33,000. Stationary bikes, spin bikes or upright, $800 to $2,500 each. You need 6 to 10, $4,800 to $25,000. Rowing machines, stair climbers, $1,200 to $3,000 each, 2 to 4 units, $2,400 to $12,000. Total cardio equipment, $38,200 to $150,000 depending on quantity and quality. Strength equipment. You can go 2 routes. Selectorized machines, the ones with weight stacks and pins, from brands like Life Fitness, Precker, or Hammer Strength. A full circuit of 10 to 14 machines, chest press, lat pull-down, leg press, etc., costs $35,000 to $85,000 new, $18,000 to $45,000 used. Or you go free weight focused with racks, benches, barbells, dumbbells, and plates. 2 power racks, $2,000 to $5,000 each. 4 adjustable benches, $400 to $1,200 each. Dumbbell sets, 5 pounds to 100 plus pounds, $4,000 to $12,000. Olympic barbell sets and plates, $3,000 to $8,000. Functional training rig with pull-up bars, $3,000 to $12,000. Total strength equipment, free weight focused build, $20,000 to $55,000. Machine focused, $35,000 to $85,000. Hybrid, $40,000 to $95,000. Functional training and accessories. Kettlebells, medicine balls, resistance bands, TRX systems, plyo boxes, battle ropes, sleds, $5,000 to $15,000. Locker room equipment and furniture. Lockers, benches, $4,000 to $12,000. Front desk, POS system, check-in kiosk, furniture, $5,000 to $12,000. Sound system, TVs, $6,000 to $15,000. Security cameras, access control system for 24/7 keycard entry, $8,000 to $18,000. Initial smallwares, cleaning supplies, paper products, signage, $3,000 to $6,000. Total equipment and FF&E, $130,000 to $380,000 depending on new versus used and equipment density. Permits, licenses, occupancy permits, health department if you have showers, business licenses, $2,000 to $6,000. Insurance, general liability, property, professional liability if you offer training. Annual premiums for a small gym, $6,000 to $15,000. Pre-opening marketing, website, social media, local advertising, launch promotion, $8,000 to $20,000. Let's add it up. Lease deposits, $25,000. Buildout, $100,000. Equipment, $220,000. Permits and insurance, $10,000. Marketing, $12,000. Total startup capital, $367,000. Most operators finance equipment, putting down 10% to 20%, and leasing the rest at $3,000 to $6,000 per month over 5 years. That reduces upfront capital requirement to $200,000 to $250,000, but adds $36,000 to $72,000 in annual equipment lease payments. Now let's talk about revenue. How do gyms actually make money? The core revenue is membership dues. You charge $45 per month for basic access. You sign up 500 members. Gross monthly membership revenue, $22,500. Annual revenue, $270,000. But here is the reality. You will not have 500 paying members from day one. Membership growth is slow initially, accelerates during New Year's resolution season, and fights constant attrition the rest of the year. Month 1, opening month, you might sign 80 to 150 members through presale and opening promotions. Month 2, 30 to 60 new members. Month 3, 20 to 40. By month 6, if you are executing well, you have 250 to 350 members. But you are also losing members. Industry average monthly attrition, the percentage of members who cancel each month, runs 4% to 8%. At 6% monthly attrition and 300 members, you lose 18 members per month. You need to add 18 plus new members just to stay flat. The first 12 to 18 months are a race to reach break-even membership count before you run out of capital. Let's model year 1 membership growth. You open in March. Month 1, 120 members. Months 2 through 12, you add an average of 35 new members per month. Higher during January resolution season, lower in summer. You lose an average of 5% monthly. By month 12, you have 380 members paying an average of $48 per month after discounts and promotions. Year 1 membership revenue, averaging 240 members across the full year, $138,240. Secondary revenue streams. Personal training, if you offer it, generates $40 to $100 per session. A gym with 380 members might have 25 to 50 actively training, averaging $400 to $800 per month in PT revenue, $4,800 to $9,600 annually. Small group training or classes, if you offer premium class packages, $15,000 to $35,000 annually. Retail, supplements, shakes, apparel, merchandise, $8,000 to $18,000 annually. Vending and sundries, $3,000 to $6,000 annually. Total year 1 revenue, $169,000 to $207,000. Now let's talk about costs. Rent and occupancy, $100,000 annually. Equipment lease or financing, $48,000 annually. Labor. This is where most gym owners underestimate costs dramatically. You need front desk coverage during staffed hours, typically 5 a.m. to 10 p.m. on weekdays, 7 a.m. to 8 p.m. weekends. If you are 24/7, overnight is unstaffed with keycard access. Staffed hours, utilities. Gyms consume substantial electricity for lighting, HVAC, cardio equipment, and TVs running 17+ hours per day. Monthly electric bills, $1,200 to $3,500. Water for showers and locker rooms, $200 to $600 monthly. Gas if applicable, $100 to $400 monthly. Total utilities, $18,000 to $55,000 annually depending on size, climate, and hours. Insurance, $10,000 to $18,000 annually. Maintenance and repairs. Equipment breaks constantly. Treadmill belts wear out, $300 to $800 to replace. Console electronics fail, $400 to $1,200. Cable machines need cable and pulley replacement, $150 to $600. Benches get torn upholstery, $80 to $300 to repair. HVAC service, $1,200 to $3,000 annually. Industry standard, budget 4% to 6% of revenue for maintenance and repairs. At $185,000 revenue, $7,400 to $11,100 annually. Marketing and advertising. After your opening blitz, you need ongoing marketing to drive new member acquisition. Digital ads, local sponsorships, referral incentives, social media. $1,500 to $4,000 per month. $18,000 to $48,000 annually. Software and technology. Gym management software, member check-in, billing, class scheduling, $100 to $300 per month. Payment processing fees, 2.5% to 3.5% of membership revenue. Security monitoring, $50 to $150 per month. Total, $8,000 to $15,000 annually. Cleaning supplies, paper products, toiletries for locker rooms, $200 to $600 per month. $2,400 to $7,200 annually. Music licensing, if you play music, ASCAP, BMI, SESAC fees, $500 to $2,000 annually. Miscellaneous, equipment replacement, small tools, office supplies, $3,000 to $6,000. Let's add it up at $185,000 year one revenue, owner-operated, working the front desk and cleaning yourself, rent and occupancy, $100,000 equipment lease, $48,000 labor, trainer commissions only, $12,000 utilities, $32,000 insurance, $14,000 maintenance, $9,000 marketing, $30,000 software and processing, $11,000 supplies, $4,000 miscellaneous, $4,500 total operating expenses, $264,500. You are losing $79,500 in year one. You put down $220,000 to open. Year one, you lose $79,500. You have $140,500 remaining. You need to survive until you reach break-even membership. Let's model year two. You start the year with 380 members. January resolution season, you add 120 new members. The rest of the year, you average 25 new members per month. Attrition stabilizes at 5.5% monthly. By end of year two, you have 520 members. Average membership count year two, 450 members at $48 average, $259,200 in membership revenue. PT and ancillary revenue, $45,000. Total revenue, $304,200. Operating expenses increase moderately. Utilities, maintenance, and marketing scale with membership. Total expenses, $285,000. Operating profit, $19,200. After 2 years, you have lost $79,500 in year one, made $19,200 in year two. Cumulative loss, $60,300. Total capital invested, $280,300. By year three, you have 580 members. Revenue hits $380,000. Expenses are $310,000, and you generate $70,000 in operating profit. You recover your initial investment by mid-year 4 if growth continues and attrition stays manageable. That is the optimistic scenario. Now let's talk about what kills gyms faster than anything else. January spike, February crash. Every gym signs 30% to 50% of annual new members between December 20th and February 15th. New Year's resolutions drive a frenzy. You sign 80 members in January, but 40% to 60% of those January signups cancel or stop paying within 90 days. They went twice, felt sore, got busy, lost motivation. By April, 32 to 48 of those 80 January members are gone. You based your cash flow projections on retaining those members. You hired an extra front desk person. You increased your marketing budget. Now revenue is 25% below projection and you are bleeding cash. Membership attrition spirals. Industry average monthly attrition is 5% to 8%, but poorly run gyms hit 10% to 12%. At 10% monthly attrition, you lose half your member base every 7 months. You are on a treadmill, sprinting to add new members just to replace cancellations. High attrition is caused by poor member experience, dirty facilities, broken equipment, unfriendly staff, lack of community, overcrowding during peak hours, or simply members realizing they do not use the gym enough to justify the cost. Equipment failure cascade. Your treadmills are used 6 to 12 hours per day, 7 days per week. A commercial treadmill is rated for 20,000 to 50,000 hours depending on quality. At 10 hours per day, that is 5.5 to 13.7 years. But if you bought used equipment that already had 15,000 hours, you are facing failures in year 2 or 3. When 3 treadmills fail simultaneously, replacement cost is $12,000 to $24,000. You do not have the cash. You finance them, adding another $350 per month in payments. Or you leave them out of service, and members complain, leave reviews saying, half the treadmills are broken, and cancel memberships. Competition. A new 24/7 access franchise, Anytime Fitness, opens 1.2 miles away. They have newer equipment, a national brand, and an aggressive $99 enrollment, $29 per month promotional rate. You lose 60 members in 4 months. Revenue drops $2,880 per month. You cannot cut expenses proportionally. You are suddenly losing $1,800 per month. Or Planet Fitness opens 2 miles away at $10 per month. You cannot compete on price. You lose 80 price-sensitive members. You try to reposition as higher service, but damage is done. Liability and lawsuits. A member tears their ACL doing box jumps. They claim the box was unstable and you were negligent. They sue for $80,000 in medical costs and lost wages. Your insurance covers it, but your premium increases 40% the following year, adding $6,000 annually to costs. Or a member has a cardiac event on a treadmill. You had an AED, staff was CPR certified, you did everything right, but the family sues anyway. You spend $18,000 in legal fees defending the claim even though it is dismissed. Economic downturn. Gym memberships are discretionary spending. During recessions, cancellations spike. The 2008 to 2009 recession saw gym industry revenue decline 8% to 12%. COVID-19 was catastrophic, 25% plus revenue declines, thousands of closures. When money gets tight, people cancel gym memberships, buy dumbbells for home, and use YouTube workout videos. Lease renewal disaster. Your initial 5-year lease expires. The landlord wants to increase rent from $7,000 to $10,200 per month, a 46% increase, because the area has appreciated and comparable rents have risen. You have $180,000 in equipment that cannot be economically moved. You either pay the increase, losing $38,400 per year in profit, or you negotiate desperately, offering $8,500 and a 7-year term. Burnout. You are working 60 to 75 hours per week. Opening the gym at 4:45 a.m., working the front desk, training clients, cleaning, doing marketing, managing billing issues, dealing with member complaints. You have not taken a vacation in 18 months. You are exhausted. Your marriage is strained. You start to resent the business. You cut corners. You stop deep cleaning. You reduce marketing. Member experience declines. Attrition increases. Revenue falls. You are in a death spiral. Let's talk about the gym owners who build sustainable, profitable businesses. They do not try to be everything to everyone. They niche down. A women's-only gym, a strength-focused powerlifting gym, a youth athletic performance facility, a 45-plus active aging fitness center. Specialization creates community, reduces competition, and commands premium pricing. They obsess over member retention, not just acquisition. They track attendance. If a member has not checked in for 10 days, they get a personal text or call. "Hey Sarah, we have not seen you. Everything okay? Want to grab a coffee and talk about your fitness goals?" They build community. Member events, challenges, social gatherings. They learn members' names. They celebrate member milestones. People stay because they feel connected, not because the equipment is better. They diversify revenue. Memberships are the base, but they add high-margin services. Personal training at 50% to 60% gross margins. Small group training, nutrition coaching, online programming for members who travel, corporate wellness contracts. They manage costs ruthlessly. They buy used equipment strategically. They negotiate supplier contracts. They use energy-efficient HVAC and LED lighting. They keep staffing lean using technology for check-ins and billing. They use data. They know their cost to acquire a member, CAC, $80 to $250 depending on marketing mix. They know their lifetime value, LTV, per member. At $48 per month, 18-month average tenure, LTV is $864. If CAC is $150, they are profitable. If CAC is $150, they are profitable. If CAC is $300, they are losing money on every member. And they scale cautiously. They run one location profitably for 3 years before opening a second. They do not over-leverage. They grow from cash flow. Let's run the numbers 2 ways. Best case scenario. You open a 4,500 square foot strength and conditioning gym in a growing suburb with minimal direct competition. You invest $240,000. You focus on community building, excellent coaching, and member retention. Month 12, you have 420 members at $52 average. Month 24, 580 members. Month 36, 680 members with only 4.2% monthly attrition because retention is excellent. Year 3 performance. Membership revenue, $424,320 PT and ancillary. $78,000 total revenue. $502,320 operating expenses. Rent, $96,000 equipment lease, $48,000 labor. You hire manager and trainers. $115,000 utilities, $38,000 insurance, $15,000 maintenance, $22,000 marketing, $35,000 other, $28,000 total, $397,000 operating profit. $105,320. You are netting over $100,000 annually by year 3. You paid yourself modestly in years 1 and 2. By year 5, you are netting $140,000 to $160,000. You have built a valuable business generating strong owner income. Realistic scenario. You open in a competitive market. Planet Fitness is 1.8 miles away. 2 boutique studios are within 3 miles. You invest $265,000. Membership growth is slower. Month 12, 280 members. Month 24, 380 members. Attrition is 7% monthly because competition is intense. Year 2 performance. Membership revenue, $219,000 PT and ancillary, $32,000 total revenue, $251,000 operating expenses. You are working the front desk yourself to save costs. Rent, $100,000 equipment lease, $48,000 labor, trainers only, $15,000 utilities, $34,000 insurance, $14,000 maintenance, $12,000 marketing, $38,000 other, $22,000 total, $283,000 operating loss, $32,000. Cumulative losses through year 2, $112,000. Total invested, $377,000. You are running out of capital. You take on a partner, giving up 30% equity for $60,000 cash injection. By year 3, membership hits 480, revenue is $315,000, expenses are $295,000, you are making $20,000 operating profit but you gave away 30% of the business and worked for free for 3 years. Year 4, the landlord raises rent 25%. You cannot absorb it. You close, sell equipment for $80,000, and lose $150,000 plus after paying off remaining equipment leases. The difference between those outcomes is location selection, competitive landscape, retention focus, and capital reserves. The fitness industry generates $35 to $39 billion annually in the U.S. There are gym owners running 3 to 5 locations generating $2 to $4 million in revenue and $300,000 to $600,000 in owner earnings. But the median independent gym generates $220,000 to $450,000 in annual revenue, operates on 8% to 18% net margins, and requires the owner to work 55 to 75 hours per week. The people who succeed treat this as a member retention and community business disguised as fitness. They understand lifetime value, they obsess over reducing attrition from 7% to 4%, they build emotional connections with members, and they create reasons beyond equipment access to keep people coming back. The people who fail believe passion for fitness equals business success. They underestimate capital requirements by 40%. They do not account for seasonal membership fluctuations. They assume 600 members by month 12 when reality is 280. They let attrition run unchecked at 9% and wonder why they are perpetually signing new members but revenue is flat. The treadmills run automatically once someone presses start. The doors unlock with keycards. But the gym does not run itself.